Rich in natural beauty and steeped in culture, the remote northeast of Iceland is a magical place. Here and there, steep-faced cliffs jut out into the sea and thundering waves break on the long sandy beaches. This unspoiled environment, with its diverse animal life, is wonderful to experience. Over the centuries, life here has been closely interwoven with the sea and land. Kelduhverfi is situated in the innermost part of the fjord, where huge sand deposits have been washed down by the Jökulsá River. Down by the fjord's estuary, there's good trout fishing. This powerful glacial river has its source in the massive Vatnajökull glacier in the southeast of the country. Geologically, the area is very interesting, with fissures and faults. Europe's most powerful waterfall, Dettifoss, is one of the main attractions in the area. Ásbyrgi is situated on the northern border of the Vatnajökull National Park, which is the largest national park in Europe. Ásbyrgi is a massive horseshoe-shaped depression with surrounding steep cliff walls. It's richly vegetated with bush and trees. There are a number of walking trails of varying lengths going into the park, where one can view the spectacular canyon and lava formations. Further information on the nature and history of the region is available at the park's information center. Ásbyrgi is a little fishing village that serves the local farming and fishing community, as well as offering services to visitors. The region is especially suited to sheep farming, and the local lamb is considered a culinary delicacy. Close to the shore, it's common to see seals basking. The Earthquake Center provides an interesting insight into the geology of the area. And just outside the village is the local museum. At the edge of the western part of Melrakkaslétta Plains is Rauðinúpur Cape. From this 73-meter high cliff, there is a breathtaking view over land and sea, and a chance to observe such birds as the gannet, puffin and the Arctic tern. However, please remember to show due care and respect during the breeding season. Rauðinúpur is an old volcano from the time of the Ice Age. The distinctive red colour that gives its name to the cliffs is especially beautiful when caught by the rays of the midnight sun. Nowhere in Iceland is there a more diverse bird life in spring and summer than along the remote northeastern coastline. Over a single day's travel, one can observe dozens of different types of birds and numerous lakes that offer the best in fishing. Life here in the past was hard, and people had to make do with what the sea and land offered. This extensive plain just south of the Arctic Circle is a veritable wonderland for the visitor. Down by the rocky shoreline littered with driftwood is the abandoned farm of Skinnalón. It tells of a bygone era when past generations made their living from the sea. Today, peace and tranquility reign in the wild and untouched beauty of the natural surroundings. The most recent township in Iceland is the town of Reyðarhöfn, a mere 3 kilometers from the Arctic Circle. Fishing has always been the town's source of income, and it has a good natural harbour which is the focal point of activity. Around 1850, this was a major location for processing and export of shark oil to Europe, and a century later, herring would be all important. Just above the town, the country's largest outdoor sculpture is being erected, representing Iceland's cultural and scientific heritage. The town offers the traveller a range of services and activities here on the very edge of the inhabitable world. Þistilfjörður is a fertile area with habitation confined to the lower valleys, and along the coast, sheep farming is popular. Here is to be found one of the country's finest salmon rivers, winding its way through a richly vegetated valley down to the fjord. Rauðanes is a series of spectacular cliffs with beautiful basalt columns and layered rock formations. The peninsula allows one to enjoy the diverse landscape and unique bird life. Here the powerful Atlantic has carved out numerous caves and eaten through stacks along the coastline. The pace of life in Thorshavn village is as regular and natural as the tides. Here time has its own leisurely pace in this beautiful natural environment. The local festival, known as Happy Days, is held every July, offering a variety of entertainment and cultural events for all the family. Just north of the town is Sauðárneshús, one of the oldest stone houses in Iceland. This old church site now has a museum telling the rich history of Langanes. The eider duck is common in the northeast, and through the centuries it's been a tradition to harvest the bird's valuable down. An intimate bond of trust has been forged between man and bird. The close proximity of man wards off possible predators, and in return the farmer may take for his needs. Langanes is truly a natural gem, allowing visitors the opportunity to combine the pleasures of the outdoors and culture. Its coastline is a combination of dramatic cliffs and bays, touching the deep blue waters of the North Atlantic. In summer, the road running north along the peninsula can only be travelled by four-wheel drive vehicles. From the time of the settlement to the 20th century, Langanes has been inhabited. Today, however, most of the farms have been abandoned. Skálar, which used to be a thriving fishing village in the early 20th century, was deserted due to the changed conditions in fishing and communications. During the Second World War, the British and the American military had a base here. Scattered along the shores is driftwood that comes all the way from Siberia. In former times, this bounty of nature was commonly used by locals as building material. Langanes is famous for its rich bird life, both seabirds and waders. This is a paradise for birdwatchers, where you can easily get up close to observe. Nesting along the cliffs are such birds as kittiwake, guillemot and fulmar. It is also a nesting place for the largest seabird of the North Atlantic, the gannet. Known as the queen of the seabirds, the gannet nests in huge colonies and is nowhere more accessible in Iceland than here. For centuries, men abseiled down the treacherous cliff faces in springtime to gather bird eggs and so supplement a meagre diet with some welcome fresh food. Marked hiking trails are found all over the peninsula and allow visitors the opportunity to become one with this magnificent nature. Bakkafjörður is a fishing village located in a fjord of the same name. Here, making a living revolves around the rich offshore fishing grounds. The harbour is usually bustling with life, and visitors can stroll down and see what the catch of the day is. Just outside the town is a large colony of Arctic tern, while a pathway running along the cliffs brings you ever so close to thousands of nesting seabirds. The locals used driftwood to build the old church at Skeggjastaðir in 1845, making use of this valuable gift from the sea. The town has a camping ground and other tourist facilities. One of the fjord's landmarks is a sturdy lighthouse built in 1943. The peninsula on which the lighthouse stands offers a panoramic view of the entire fjord.